at this box right here, I would say, well, like if I was going to deconstruct it, let's just say I was going to deconstruct this box here and do something like that. I'd say where I'm obviously looking down at it. So my horizon line is something like that. So I'm going to do something like that where I'm going to go ahead, I'll zoom out. I'm going to just do a horizon line, a horizontal line on my paper. And so that's about as far out as I can go here. And so I'll do this a little bit on the kind of the top of my paper, about a quarter of the way down. It doesn't really make that much difference, honestly. But so there it is. And then let me get a little too much light shining on this thing. And so there's my horizon line. And I'm going to go ahead and make a cube. So I'll do a vanishing point here, vanishing point over here, and then I'm going to just draw a line coming straight down. All right, kind of like what we've been doing before. So it's perpendicular, and then what I'll do is I'm going to draw a cube. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be following this. So I'm going to make a cube. I'm looking down at this box, so it'll be below my horizon line. I've already kind of figured that out. So I'm going to try to match this drawing the best I can. And let's just see what I come up with here. So yours will look different. It's okay. So let's just do something like this. And we'll do one down here. Again, everything is going from my horizon line. And then I'll go this way. I'll just arbitrarily pick a line here. And let's go to my other side. And then I'll just come straight up there. So all my lines right now are either vertical or to my horizon line. So then this one will go here. And you kind of have to eyeball it. So now here I am. I'm making this cube. I'm on top of it. I don't need this line here. Well, actually. So now I'll try to keep this like somewhat square. So what some students you can do is you can also like pinch these in for another vanishing point. Like think about where your belly button is. I wouldn't worry about that right now. We're just to make it easy, just do 3 vertical lines. All right, and then I'll make the top of this. Again, I'm recording this, so you can always refer back to it. So right now, either my lines are going to the vanishing point or straight up and down. And so I've created a cube. I'm going to just darken this up a little bit so you can see it. And there's my cube in perspective. All right, so I have done the first part of this activity. Don't worry about erasing lines. I actually shouldn't have erased that. So I have done essentially this, right? So I've created this cube. Now what I want to do is extend this bottom line because I'm going to make this as though this side of the cube folds down. And so the way that I do that is this. There's my cube. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I'm going to essentially take the line, and mine is going to come out like this. All right, so I'm going to go to the bottom, and I basically have to make the cube so I can see through it. So everything's going, all right, and then I'll do the back side here. So you're going to actually see the inside of this cube. All right, so there it is. So there it is. Now this back point would actually go here. So I do this a little later. You can kind of see that. So now it's a little bit more three-dimensional. Your eye should always see this as a leading edge because of it's bigger and closer to you than the back, but your eye sometimes will play tricks on you. So here what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to fold it down here. Now the best way to do this, I typically tell my students, is it has to be by definition bigger because it's closer to you. So what I would do is the best way to do it is just think of those lemons. And I know I've used this analogy with some of you before, but think of these lemons who love to run off a cliff, or a car that's zooming off. You want to come on this line, but you want to have some momentum coming, and then you want to just go over and then just kind of drop it straight down, something like that. So that wasn't ideal, but let's just do it again. So something like this, and just come straight down with it. So it'll look something like that. And then what you want to do is where it drops, you want to go to the vanishing point, right? So something like that. All right, so I could probably clean that up a little bit. And it's okay to erase, but you can kind of see what's happening. So again, I'm doing this exercise right here. So if you see there, it's coming down. And so what I will do is then I will make these some arrows. So I'll probably just darken these up a little bit. This backside too. So there it is. So, all right. Need to zoom out a little bit. I feel like it's a little small. You know, there's a little distortion going on here because mine looks bigger than that. All right, but regardless, there it is. Maybe it needs to be a little bigger, to be honest with you. I'll make this a little bigger. It feels a little small. It's okay on the fly. There's a distortion for whatever reason from what I'm seeing on my screen and what I'm seeing on the computer. So let's just make this a little bigger so it has a little bit more realism. Okay to erase. All right, so there it is. And so I'll darken this up. So this is showing the opening. And now what I'll do is I will do the other one. So let's go over here and I'm going to just kind of copy. Oh, you know what I'll do? Before I do that, the other side, I'll go ahead and make this showing movement. So all I do on this one is I'm just going to arbitrarily pick a point on this from my, let's just call this our 0, 0. I'm just going to start here and just anywhere I want on this line, I could do this. I'll just go here onto that arrow line, and then I'll just go right back to my vanishing point. And so wherever that intersects, then I'll just come back down here. And so again, this is all in this. I'm just following the model here, and I could do another one if I wanted to. And I'm showing movement, like as if this thing would be coming down, and then going back to the point back there. And so what I could do, and I may just do it for your sake of your sanity here, is I could erase some of these lines that might make this a little confusing. I could also, you know, make this give us some depth or something if I wanted. Let's not go there. All right, so there's that. So let's go ahead and do this line right here. So again, I'm going to do the, from my 0, 0 here, I'm going to just extend this out, extend the back out. And then I will go to the vanishing point. And you kind of eyeball it. Like where does this look like? So I might do, again, kind of come out here and drop down. I'll just make sure it's big enough. I'm going to make it a little bigger because I know there's some distortion here. And it's not all that important, to be honest with you. Just so long as it's bigger than the one behind it, because it's closer. All right, so Fleming and then straight down. Okay, so again, then what I would do, again, following this kind of model here, I would draw a line coming from my 0, 0 anywhere on this line here, and then go back. So the most important thing is that you are going to those vanishing points, because if you don't, this gets really confusing. All right, so then I could maybe erase some of these other lines back here. All right, so then the last thing I want you to do is I want you then to make this a little bit more personable. So what you could do is, and I should probably look at a picture, and I shouldn't do this without referring to a picture, but I want you to put something in here. So this is where you make it your own. So I would do something like this, and I shouldn't do this without really looking at a picture, because I don't know what this is going to look like a Jack in the Box. You can do whatever you want. All right, so I'm going to just do something a little bit weird. I'll do a little Jack in the Box figure or something like that. So whatever that looks like, I do recommend you look at a photograph and don't just do it like I'm doing it, but let's just go like here. What does the shoulder look like? A little collar here, whatever that is. And I'll do some crazy little character here. So I'm just kind of sketching this out here. So, but it's got to be in this box here. So then I probably want to just kind of remove all this background here, and I'll do some sort of collar here. Again, I do recommend you look at a photograph and not just do what I'm doing here. All right, here's a neck. Well, What does a Jack in the Box look like? All right, so I'm just drawing something goofy. Maybe it's Santa. I don't know. Make it your own. Some gesture or something like that. I should spend a little bit more time with this. So just make it your own is what I'm asking you to do. And it's okay to erase things because this needs maybe a little bit more rounder, happier face. Gotta be smiling though, right? I'll give a goofy face. But not something that's too scary, all right? We don't want to scare the little kiddies. This is pretty scary as it is. A pointy ears maybe. So just make it your own without terrifying us. And that is the exercise, all right? So a little goofy I will give you, but that's what it is, all right? So make it your own, this object. So it's a two-part, all right? How are we doing on time? We've got a couple minutes here. So I will stop the recording a second. Again, I do recommend you look at a photograph before you start kind of doing something like this. So I got a little Jack in the Box dude. Okay, and I could give him or her arms. Yay. All right, whatever you want to do. So you get the idea. All right, so that's the project. I'm going to stop the recording before I embarrass myself any further.